All right, Rich, well, back in 2017, the Saints were interested in drafting then Texas Tech quarterback Patrick Mahomes with the 11th overall pick. Well, the Chiefs moved from 27 up to number 10 to take Mahomes, and we know what happened from there. Well, this week, Saints head coach Sean Payton and Mahomes talked about that visit, with Mahomes saying, I had a really good workout for them, but I didn't get the idea that they were going to take me since Drew Brees was there, and they ended up with a good pick in Marshawn Lattimore. Well, that they did. When you look back to the Saints 2017 class, with Lattimore, with Ryan Ramczyk, the starting tackle, they've got Trey Hendrickson, the tackle, the pass rusher, and running back Alvin Kamara. They say that's the class that really set them forward. Oh, and also to note, Steve Mariucci, Mahomes said he was hoping to face Drew Brees, who again was out with those broken ribs. Looks like he's going to get his wish.
Yeah, Steve, he is going to get his wish. And so I ask you, Irvin, the creamsicle suit, how will the return of Drew Brees impact the Saints today against those Chiefs?
In every way, Coach. Because in order to beat the Chiefs, you have to be able to move the ball both directions, via pass or via run. Because the Chiefs are going to move it every series. So you can't get bogged down, lost in one thing. So Drew Brees now gives us two things when he gets back. He gives me the short passing game that I can use also like the running game. And then I can get Taysom Hill to come in and give me the power running game that you're going to need against the Chiefs. And you're going to need one last thing. You're going to need a guy that can play late. Drew Brees has 53 game-winning drives.
Play late.
Play late. Play late. Only Peyton Manning has 54. Only man has more.
This is going to be addition and subtraction to me in this game. Subtraction because they're not with 11 cracked ribs that are trying to heal. Yeah. You know, he's not going to run the zone read. He's not going to run quarterback power like Taysom Hill. What do they add? They add the entire passing playbook back at it. All of what they do now without Michael Thomas is going to be a little bit different. But you got some other. That's a killer. You know what? But Alvin Kamara's got to pull up big.
I wanted to see this game. I guarantee you, Drew wanted to go up against this young kid.
Yeah.
He wanted to go up against Patrick Mahomes.
It's going to be a doozy. Rich, take it back.
Thank you very much, Steve. The nominees for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, presented by Nationwide, were revealed earlier last week. Considered the league's most prestigious honor, the award recognizes NFL players who have not only exhibited excellence on the field, but whose passion to impact lives extends beyond the game and has led them to have and leave a positive legacy in their communities. The winner of the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, presented by Nationwide, will be officially announced at NFL Honors on Super Bowl Saturday night. Now let's send it over to our resident Walter Payton Man of the Year, 2008 winner, Kurt Warner. Kurt?
Thanks a lot, Rich. You know, 23 years ago, I became a homeowner for the first time. I'll never forget the first night in that house. No furniture, family huddled together in the family room, sleeping together. But it didn't matter. It was ours. It was a chance to build memories, a place for my kids to call home, and it was an accomplishment that would help define the rest of my life. Now, our family gets a chance to pay that forward and help other families experience that life-changing moment for the first time.
Oh, Rich, that's why you were confused.
Yeah, I was confused.
The trophy
I thought we were going to highlights, and instead we were. I must have skipped over this part of the rundown.
Look at that.
Well, it's because the producers egged me into choosing the Bengals against your Cowboys last week and let you choose the Jets first every week. It's all a bunch of malarkey, to use the phrase of 2020. But we have tape. I'm mandated as host of this show to throw to.
Oh, my God. I love
family. They have gotten an AFC championship in Western New York again for the first time since 1995. The Chiefs are the 1 seed right now. Even if they lose in Kansas City, in New Orleans, and Pittsburgh wins on Monday, they still have a half game better conference record at the moment than Pittsburgh. So they're going to be the 1 seed no matter what happens today. But obviously for Pittsburgh fans, they will be rooting for New Orleans, which comes into today's game as the 2 seed in the NFC. And that's how we start Sunday Storylines with Kurt Warner still looming from Green Bay. We'll get to you in a second. Steve, you're first here. What do you have?
Okay, well, Sunday Storylines. All right. You know what? There is a coaching chess match going on today in New Orleans, Irv, between Andy Reid and Sean Payton. These guys are in the history of the NFL. They're the #1 and #2 head coaches with their team, with one team, in scoring offense. Both of these guys are the only coaches that score over 27 points a game. And you know what? That's amazing in the history of football. And the other thing is they serve as their own offensive coordinator. Some of the other coaches have somebody do that for them. These guys are play callers, offensive coordinators for the most part, and boy, exciting offenses. They're going to play against each other today, and Drew Brees is coming back. It's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah, Mooch, I'm excited about that one as well. But I'm going to go down memory lane a little bit and look at the Battle of the Birds. The Cardinals and the Eagles. State Farm Stadium takes me back to 2008 NFC Championship game. But when we look at this matchup, it's really about the two young quarterbacks. And dare I say, a hot Eagles team. No, I won't go that far. But obviously a team that got a huge win last week over the Saints. A big boost from their young quarterback who ran for over 100 yards. Can he do it again? While the Cardinals are sitting there in that 7th spot after that big win in New York, 3-0 against the NFC least. Irv, can they make it a clean sweep and stay in that?
Guys, I hear Coach when he says a coaching chess match. I'm going to play with this a little bit, but I want to talk about it because Jerry came on today and made me feel, like a proud son that I won luck. And my dad, my pops was right there. So it made me start thinking about Bill Belichick. And all of, let's just call them the kids that Bill Belichick has coaching all around this league. All of them, even though 2 of them got let go. We won't even call his name this year. 2 of them got let go. This coach here, Coach Flores, is probably his best kid right now. In his 2nd year so far, we only got so much runway. We only got these 2 years, but 2nd year, him and Belichick years, they're so much, they look so much alike. Bill Belichick won at 6'8". He's at 6'15". He had Bill Belichick points per game, 23. He's at 25 points allowed per game, 17. He's at 18. So is this the start of something by Brian Flores? And he gets to start it by sending Papa home. Because Papa lose the day to son, he goes home out of the playoffs. That's it. And he hadn't done that since 08. And he will have his first sub-500 season in 19 years. 19 years. That the Cowboys on with the most above 500 at 20 years. So I want Flores to get this anyway, so the Cowboys stay up. So his son sending Papa home today.
And to just tie it all together with what Kurt had to say about the Eagles and the Cardinals, if the Eagles beat the Cardinals, then the winner of the Bears-Vikings game would be the 7 seed with 2 weeks to go. So Bears-Vikings has a lot on the line right there in Week 15. Oh, gosh, somebody already put the buck in Kurt's face.
Oh, my
creamsicle.
Oh, my God.
There's a creamsicle.
It doesn't take long.
That's all right. He's got to talk like a pirate then. He's got to talk like a pirate then. Come on, Irvin.
Oh, my God. Hey, that was a cool pick, too, right there, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to repost that.
A little creamsicle situation right there. Time to send it out to our reporters to get us ready for game day presented by Gillette. Steve Weich, first up. Good to see you on this Week 15 Sunday, Steve.
Well, good morning, Rich. With Saints quarterback Drew Brees coming back from those broken ribs and standout wide receiver Michael Thomas on injured reserve with an ankle injury, it would seem like the Saints' game plan would be to establish the ground game, especially against a Chiefs defense susceptible to the run. But offensive tackle Teron Armstead said the key to the Saints' success is them establishing tempo and rhythm. To quote, he said, it's not about us taking what the defense gives us, it's about us taking what we want. And for now, another NFC South game, let's send it to Jane Slater in Atlanta.
Thanks, Steve. Good morning. Well, the last time that Tom Brady was here on this field, he was with the Patriots, winning Super Bowl 53. Today with the Bucs, he says he wants to be decisive, alert, mentally sharp when he takes this field against the Falcons, because against the Vikings, he learned he didn't do that. They were off to a slow start. Now he'll be doing that without his running back, Ronald Jones. He had a pin put in his left pinky finger this week and also ended up on the COVID list, along with the Bucs left tackle, Donovan Smith. Now to Tom Pelissero in Miami Gardens, Florida.
Jane, the Dolphins and the Patriots are both banged up at the skill positions. For Miami, wide receiver Devontae Parker hopes to play today, but tight end Mike Gesicki's status in more doubt. He is considered to be a game-time decision. For New England, their leading rusher Damian Harris did not make the trip here to Miami. I'm told James White will play. He'll split carries with Sony Michel. Here's Mike Garafolo in Landover, Maryland.
Tom, Dwayne Haskins gets the start for Washington today against the Seahawks. The hope, I'm told, is that it will only be a one-game absence for Alex Smith with that calf issue. The thought process was we've got a one-game lead in the division. The Giants are trying to catch us. They've got a tough game against Cleveland. Why push it? It's another leg issue for Smith. So the hope is that Haskins plays well against Seattle today. Now to Aditi Kinkhabwala in Baltimore.
Mike, the Ravens the last 2 weeks have certainly returned to the form that had them running through the league a year ago. I asked John Harbaugh, is there a different juice to December? He said absolutely. He said he's told his team they will remember what you do in December. Today against the Jaguars, what the Ravens are hoping to do is continue to play to get them into January. Now let's go to Ian Rappaport, our insider.
Aditi, the status of Ezekiel Elliott is not in doubt. He is expected to play for the Dallas Cowboys today, despite battling a calf bruise that's plagued him the last couple weeks. The question really is, how effective is Elliott going to be? Clearly not himself, clearly dealing with this injury. The Cowboys are going to hope, and they're confident, but we will see if he gets his full allotment of carries. Meanwhile, and this is unbelievable, Matthew Stafford, the Lions starting quarterback, who could barely stand, was struggling to breathe last week after tearing a rib cartilage, is expected to start for the Lions. Rich, he had no chance of going, and then on Friday during the 7-on-7 drill, he was like, well, let me just see how it goes. He threw, didn't feel a ton of pain, now is set to play against the Titans.
Whoa. Okay, so Kenny Galladay's second half of his season appears to be on the verge of being a total washout. Julio Jones is out again. Same with Deebo Samuel. These are just 4 injury-riddled campaigns for these top-notch wide receivers.
Well, some bad boys right there, all of them.
This season home's never been more important. And again, we want you to keep sharing your game day experience with us via social media and our friends and partners at Lowe's. This season, make sure to keep using that Lowe's the hashtag of Lowe's HomeCam. And this is a gent from Spain watching Jerry Jones being dragged into our Lock of the Week.